Hello, I am C-3PO, and you are about to listen to the story of Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. You can also read along with the story in your book. Unless you are already programmed to know when the pages end, you will know it is time to turn the page when you hear this sound. I believe the storyteller is ready, so let us begin.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Luke Skywalker had returned home to Tatooine in an attempt to rescue his friend Han Solo from the clutches of the vile gangster Jabba the Hutt. Luke didn't know that the Galactic Empire had secretly begun construction on a new armored space station, even more powerful than the dreaded Death Star. When completed, this ultimate weapon would spell certain doom for the small band of rebels struggling to restore freedom to the galaxy. On board the new battle station, in a docking bay, Imperial troops stood nervously as Darth Vader's shuttle landed. The Dark Lord approached the commander.
I'm here to put you back on schedule.
I tell you, this station will be operational as planned.
The Emperor does not share your appraisal of the situation.
But he asked the impossible.
Then perhaps you can tell him when he arrives.
The Emperor is coming here. We shall double our efforts.
I hope so, Commander. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am.
On the desert planet Tatooine, C-3PO and R2-D2 had found the palace of Jabba the Hutt, where the frozen Han Solo was being held captive. As the droids stood before Jabba, R2 projected a message.
I am Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight and friend to Captain Solo. I seek an audience with your greatness to bargain for Han Solo's life. With your wisdom, I'm sure that we can work out an arrangement that will enable us to avoid any unpleasant confrontation.
Jabba growled his answer. There would be no bargain. Moments later, a mysterious bounty hunter, pulling Chewbacca behind him in chains, approached Jabba's throne. Jabba gleefully paid the bounty on the Wookiee, then sent him to the dungeon. That night, while everyone slept, the bounty hunter returned and went directly to Han's carbonite slab. He pressed a few buttons on its side, and Han was free of the carbonite. The bounty hunter was Leia.
I've got to get you out of here.
A curtain parted, and behind it were Jabba and his gang. Now they were all prisoners. Han and Chewbacca were in the dungeon, and Leia was Jabba's servant. Suddenly, a dark figure appeared before Jabba.
I'm taking Captain Solo and his friends. You can either profit by this, or be destroyed.
It was Luke. The gangster slammed his fist on a table, causing a trapdoor to open beneath the young Jedi. He fell into a filthy pit where a monstrous creature stomped toward him. Luke dodged its attacks and finally crushed it under the heavy cell door. Jabba was furious. Jabba then sentenced Luke and Han to die in the pit of Carkoon, a nesting place of the terrifying carnivorous sand monster. As Luke walked the plank over the pit, R2-D2 threw his lightsaber to him. The Jedi swung at his captors. Then Han and Lando battled the forces on their skiff, while Luke rescued Leia. In a matter of moments, Jabba was dead, and our heroes were taking off in the Millennium Falcon to meet the rest of the Rebel Alliance. Much later, Luke left the group and went off on his own to Dagobah.
I have a promise to keep. To an old friend.
When Luke arrived, he found that Yoda was very ill.
No more training do you require? already know that which you need. You must confront Vader. Then, only then, a Jedi will you be.
Master Yoda, is Darth Vader my father?
Your father he is. Luke, there is another Skywalker.
The old Jedi Master closed his eyes and vanished. As Luke prepared to leave, Ben Kenobi appeared.
Obi-Wan, you told me Vader betrayed and murdered my father.
Your father was seduced by the dark side of the Force. He ceased to be Anakin Skywalker and became Darth Vader.
Yoda spoke of another.
The other he spoke of is your twin sister.
Leia. Leia's my sister.
Bury your feelings deep down, Luke. They do you credit, but they could be made to serve the Emperor.
Luke returned to the rebel fleet and joined his friends in the main briefing room, where the plan of attack was being outlined. One of the admirals announced that the Emperor himself was aboard the new Death Star, overseeing the final stages of the construction. A strike force headed by General Han Solo would go to the moon of Endor to deactivate the energy shield that surrounded the battle station. At the same time, a group led by General Lando Calrissian would fly into the Death Star to blow up the main reactor. The strike force landed on the moon of Endor. As they sneaked through its thick forest, they were spotted by a group of stormtroopers on speeder bikes. Luke and Leia jumped onto an available bike and took off, zooming around the trees. Luke jumped from Leia's bike onto the back of a nearby stormtroopers and pushed him off. Suddenly, more stormtroopers raced up behind them. Luke went one way, Leia another. With a swing of his lightsaber, Luke cut the fins of one stormtrooper's bike, and it went spinning into a tree. Luke caught up with Han and found that Leia hadn't returned. They set out to look for her, but were caught in a trap set by the furry Ewoks. When the Ewoks saw C-3PO, they thought he was a god. They escorted him and the others back to their village, where Leia was waiting. It was there that C-3PO told the Ewoks of our heroes' incredible adventure and their struggle against the Empire. The Ewoks declared our friends honorary members of their tribe and vowed to help in the battle against the Empire. Seconds later, Leia followed Luke outside.
Luke, what's wrong?
Vader is here, now, on this moon. I have to face him.
Why?
He's my father. There's more. The Force is strong in my family. My father has it, I have it, and my sister has it. You are my sister.
Leia looked at her brother.
I know. Somehow I've always known. But why must you confront him?
Because there is good in him. I can save him.
Luke left and turned himself over to the Empire, where he was met by Darth Vader.
The Emperor has been expecting you.
I know, Father.
So you have accepted the truth.
I have accepted that you were once Anakin Skywalker, my father.
That name no longer has any meaning for me.
Search your feelings, Father. You can't do this. I feel the conflict within you. Let go of your hate.
It is too late for me, son.
This is the end of Side 1. Please turn the page and turn the tape over.